So many movies, no time to watch them all. But Twig wants to see them, so we gave Twig a call. Now they're bringing on the friends, and together they will view these. So sit back and relax, it's Twig's Missing Movies.
Hello, welcome to Twig's Missing Movies, a show dedicated to watching the movies that Twig inexplicably hasn't seen. I'm your host, Drayfrig, and here's our cinematically clueless crow, Corvus Twig. Jason, we said cut.
Oh. Sorry, I actually can't get the mask off my face.
It's fine, just don't touch your face or eat any food.
No food? I can't eat food? This is a problem.
No. Props will have a fucking pitch fit.
Pitch fit?
Pitch fit.
Can we at least put a straw through the little hockey mask holes and maybe I could slurp
We
a
can get you
smoothie
some
or
water.
something?
That should be fine.
I want a smoothie.
You get water.
I want pumpkin smoothie.
You get water.
Pumpkin spice smoothie.
And you'll like it because that is where you died.
No, water is evil. Water is bad. Don't tell Kyoko.
Yeah, Coco, if you're here, this is definitely not your beret. I definitely did not steal this beret from you.
Yeah.
At all. This was not in my hands from your suitcase when we were at TwigCon.
Look.
This was definitely not stolen.
No, if I recall, Kyoko was giving those out as giveaway a couple years ago. Yeah, as giveaway. Everybody has one.
No, this is one directly from their head. Please. I don't take giveaways.
Okay.
I only steal. Like a true pro. Like a true pro, you know.
A true crow. You call yourself a true crow, yet you're a raven.
I'm a true criminal, if you will.
You've been hit by? You've been struck by? A true criminal.
True criminal.
So did they write true crime about you and your exploits?
Yeah, they have, actually. Have you ever read Les Mis?
No.
Oh, well, famously me.
Yeah, Les Mis is also a Twig's Missing movie.
I know.
No Russell Crowe. We've yet to watch a Russell Crowe movie.
We do. We actually haven't seen any Russell Crowe movies, but we've only watched 13, 14 of these.
Yeah, this is actually the reason I'm wearing the Jason mask is because this is episode
this is
13.
Number 13. No way.
Number 13.
No way.
Yeah, it's number 13 on the Spooktacular.
Is that why we waited for so long to do another movie?
Wait, it's only been 2 weeks since our last movie.
Been 2 weeks, but we have enough guests lined up to do one every week from here until probably February, March at this point. I would say.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. But if you remember, last week I could not have recorded an episode because I was in the lovely city of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
How was that trip?
It was phenomenal. It was really cool. On Saturday, the day before the game, we got there and we all went out to lunch at a restaurant that's near the stadium. And then there's a place that's across the street called Titletown, and it's a big outdoor area. They have a full-size football field, but then they have tables and built-in ping pong, shuffleboard, all those outdoor games you could possibly play. They have all those built into it. There's a giant hill that you could just kind of climb up there, but that's kind of the hill is built into the side of a building, so you can take an elevator up to the top of the hill, but apparently they turn it into a sledding hill in the wintertime.
Oh, that's rad.
And then there's restaurants and walk up kiosks for bars and stuff, and they had a big fall festival going on, and they had a big pumpkin carving thing, so kids could sign up, and then everybody gets a pumpkin and everybody carves them all at once, and then they put all the pumpkins on display. It was really cool.
That's actually really, really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm actually kind of jealous. I've only ever been to Milwaukee once, and I kind of wish I had gone more, because it's actually a pretty cool city. They have a lot of breweries. They have a lot of places to eat downtown. There's a place I think it's called Ian's Pizza or something like that, and they do weird pizzas. They had a crab rangoon pizza. That shit when you're pissed drunk at 3 a.m., guys, fucking phenomenal pizza. No notes, just it's New York style pizza, so it's thin. It folds in half, but it is sauced and cheesed the fuck up with crab rangoon.
Sounds delicious. I do love a crab raccoon.
Yes, me too. Very feisty creatures, crab raccoons.
Yeah. But yeah, then after that, we went to the game on Sunday, and I think there were 6 or 7 lead changes, and the Packers won with by kicking a field goal with literally 0 seconds left on the clock. And I don't care if you're into sports or not, but being in a sold out stadium and the home team wins at the very last possible second, I'm sorry, that's just magic. That's just magic.
No, it is.
Even if you're not a fan of the team, that's magic.
It's the human desire to be part of the group and to buy into the hype, right? Like, it's mob mentality, but like without all the destructive force.
Yeah,
you know,
and you know what?
It's just fun. It's pure fun.
Packer fans are nice. There were a lot of Houston Texans fans there, and I never saw any heckling. They were very welcoming and open. They say
it's a Midwestern courtesy. Trust me, on the insider, when they go home, they will absolutely trash talk those people.
Yeah. I gotta say, I like Wisconsin.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good state. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't ever been to a Green Bay game or like.
This is actually my third game.
Oh well, never mind then. I guess I'll just go die.
My girl bird's dad is like Packer fan #1, and he's a season ticket holder, and they have 4 tickets for every game, and so it's him, his wife, and 2 guests at every game, and so we get 1 game a year.
That's actually pretty neat.
And also, oh my god, the drive was great because all the leaves were fully in bloom.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous drive in the winter.
Couldn't have picked a better weekend. So yeah, I'm feeling
when
pretty
I was
good,
living in.
Except I'm pretty sure I got a cold from being around all these people.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Yeah. If you're not around a lot of people all the time, games and events like that are a surefire way to get some kind of minor illness.
Here's hoping I'm feeling better. Well, okay, so obviously I recorded this, but all of you are watching this in the middle of the Spooktacular. Hopefully I'm feeling real good during the Spooktacular.
I hope you are too.
Otherwise, I might have to, repossess all the assets that I borrowed for the show.
That'd be quite unfortunate, but also quite topical today because, Twig, we're going to the opera. And not just any opera, the Repo genetic opera.
Oh, I thought it was the generic Oprah.
I've heard people say that. I'm pretty sure one of my friends thought it was legitimately Repo the generic opera, which is quite funny for many reasons. But just to tell you a little bit of this movie, it released on November 7th, 2008. It was and is still a box office flop, where it had an $8.5 million budget and only earned about $188,000.
Oof.
This was one of Lionsgate's movies that absolutely shit the bed, and probably contributed to some of their downfall as a studio, as a standalone studio. It is a sci-fi horror musical, and by every definition, it is a cult classic. I say that a lot here with the movies that we've watched so far, but I'm going to honestly say that this is definitely like a cult. This isn't going to be a movie that hits the mainstream in the same way that like The Mummy did, or like I'm blanking on the name.
Pulp Fiction, you said was cult?
It was for a bit. Like, people watched it, people saw it, but it wasn't loved in the mainstream media way. I feel like that's what makes it a cult classic. But you made me forget what I was going to actually say. An actual cult classic, like They Live.
Yeah.
It has an all-star cast of Alexa Vega, who you might know as Carmen from the Spy Kids movies. Paul Sorvino, who was the mob boss in Rocketman. Anthony Stewart Head, Sarah Brightman, Paris Hilton, who you might know from all those tabloid magazines we had when we were growing up. Bill Moseley, Nivek Ogre, Sarah Power, Terrence Zudnick, who was the writer of one of the writers of the movie, and even Joan Jett makes an appearance.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I know Joan Jett, I know Sorvino, and unfortunately no Paris Hilton. But there's a lot of names I don't know.
You haven't seen Spy Kids? Oh, right, no, you haven't seen Spy Kids, because it's literally one of the other movies you have lined up.
We gotta see the Spy Kids movies.
We gotta watch the Spy Kids movies.
I know.
But no, this movie was actually based on some real life happenings that had happened to the original writer, Darren Smith, who titled the movie, for various reasons, right? We all know what a repo person is, right? I'm not spoiling any content by telling you what a repo person is. He had gone through a period of his life, and him and a friend of his had gone through a period where they got a lot of stuff repossessed, and that inspired him to write a play, um, of various other imports. It had the original title of The Necromerchant's Debt. It went on to have theatrical performances between the years of 2002 and 2005, having kind of getting this like ever evolving incarnations of it over the years, to the point where the characters, as they were originally written, are nowhere near where they are in the movie that we see. Um, and I can talk more about that after the movie.
Yes.
Because it is fascinating how some of the character dynamics had changed over that year. Like, there's no recordings of the shows, and I really wish I could have seen some of the shows, but a lot of it like reeks of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Which, if anyone's a big Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, BBC radio show was never consistently the same show every year. Every year, the writer changed something about the production show, and nothing about the books, just the production, just to fuck with people.
Fine.
Yeah. Fun fact for you,
Hey.
unrelated to anything.
Hey, Dre.
What?
What happens if you don't pay your exorcist?
Is this gonna be a dumb joke?
You get repossessed.
Security, security, can we go get another Jason Voorhees? Thank you. No, it in 2005.
Wait,
Darren
you're saying this came out in November of 2008?
Yeah,
Thanks, Obama.
I'm getting. That was a bad joke, and you should feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much this week he was elected.
True, it was. It really was. The original 10-minute short film, which would be used for what is it called when you take a short or a movie and as a pilot?
Adaptation?
No, when you use it to like sell to production companies. What's that word? As a movie pitch. A 10-minute short was made by Darren Lynn Bozeman, who you may or may not know. I'll be honest, I don't think you would off the top of your head. He used it as a movie pitch for about 3 years or so, editing it only a very little between its original shooting and what was finally picked up by Lionsgate. Principal production for the movie began in September of 2008, giving it a very short lifespan of recording and $8.5 million budget. It was poorly received and still remains poorly rated at a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes of 59 critic reviews.
So this could be risky. This could end up as another They Live on my list.
Oh, I expect this will not be high up on the list, but I expect you to enjoy it a little bit because it is still fun. It's still fun in a very different way. To this day, it still sits at 6.4 out of 10. And still maintains its 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it did not get a whole lot of awards. 3 of its tracks did get shortlisted to be nominated for
Best original song.
Yeah, as best original song at the Academy Awards, I think. But it did earn Paris Hilton 1 raspberry for worst supporting actress.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't like the Razzies.
They're a horrible fucking system. I get that they were made initially as fun from like in a group of friends, but it's way past that point now.
It's
no longer.
It just seems a little mean to me, you know?
It's fine when it's like you and your friends chatting, right, and like having a little day about it. But as soon as you involve actual people outside of your friend group, it's mean. Okay.
Now,
maybe
Halle Berry showing up to accept a Razzie for Catwoman while holding her Oscar for Monsters Ball. That was great.
That was peak. That was peak movie time.
The Razzie should have just shuttered after that year because they'd never top that.
No, absolutely not. Halle Berry has I love Halle Berry.
She's
so
cool.
hot.
She's cool.
She's hot as fuck.
Nothing but respect. Well, yeah, she's gorgeous.
I mean, her as Storm in X-Men. Ugh.
Yeah.
Some of my first
and it's like,
tell you about.
Hey, John Wick 3. Suddenly there's Halle Berry, and she's
I'm not complaining.
And she's in her late 40s and is still stunning.
Yeah, Man, I wish I could age like Holly Berry, but I will probably age like fine milk.
Mm.
But with all of that in mind, Twig, I gotta ask you, why haven't you seen this film?
Because I've never even heard of it.
That's fair. Very valid. I don't think anyone would have heard of this without one of their weirdo friends telling them. And I am that weirdo friend, by the way, guys. I didn't suggest this movie. I didn't even know it was on the list until Tora and Bunny, who are our guests today, said they wanted to watch it with us. I don't even think it was on the list. I think it would have. I think it was one that they requested specifically.
It wasn't on the list because it didn't gross high enough to make
Yeah,
any of the lists of
yeah,
movies
thinking about
I was looking at.
they had to ask again. It doesn't
Well,
have to be on the list. He just has to have to see it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you want to be on this show and there's a movie of yours that you like and it wasn't necessarily a very big box office movie or very
But
popular,
it's not on the list,
you
or
can
he
say-
hasn't seen it.
if there's a movie that's not on the list, you can always say, "Hey, have you seen this?" And
Yeah.
you haven't.
Yeah, we have a few lined up that weren't on the list at all, but we're definitely watching them. Okay, well, you haven't heard the film, but you did read the description. What did you get from the description?
Well, I mean, what do I know? I know that in the year 2056, the not so distant future, an epidemic of organ failures devastates the planet, and that out of the tragedy a savior emerges, Gene Co., which I can only assume was founded by Gene from Bob's Burgers.
Oh man, I wish.
If Eugene Merman plays
actually, no, I don't wish that because Gene's too pure. Gene's too pure to do
Gene is
that.
too pure. If somebody's going to open an organ harvesting thing, it's definitely either going to be Tina or Louise, probably working together.
It would probably be Tina. No,
Yeah.
no, sorry, Louise. It'd probably be Louise. Yeah, Louise would do that.
Louise would
100%.
run the business side of things. Tina would run the organ harvesting side of things.
Yeah, Tina would just be like, "All right, I guess this is what we're doing," and then have a panic attack about it. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, what the
I'm not gonna-
description is all I know.
Okay, so I'm not gonna belabor this. So what do you think's gonna happen in this movie?
Well, this is a difficult one to do.
This is gonna be really difficult.
Movie posters.
I'm gonna enjoy this movie and watching it with you so much.
Okay. So predictions. All right. Based off of that, I would say that. Okay. So I'm gonna say the main character. So the main character could be one of two things: somebody who is having their repo men come after them, or the main character is one of these repo men. Kind of like a Decker situation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess the main character is the repo man. Like that's like our main thing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say that let's see here. I'm going to say that at some point they encounter a group of people who can also create organs. Kind of like, hey, we don't need Gene Co. anymore. We figured out their technology. And Gene Co.'s like, no, we must destroy you. And yes, then I'm gonna actually say that there's kind of two main characters. Actually, that's my thing. Okay, shall we say one main character is the Repo Man, and then another group of two people are being hunted by him. So I think it's gonna like flip back and forth. So we'll have some scenes that are focusing on the Repo Man and some scenes that are focusing on two people being hunted by him. And so we kind of see the same scenario, but from two opposite sides of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Repo Man kills a bunch of people in that group, and Repo Man ends up saving and helping. I might need to make my text smaller on this.
You might be. I'm gonna allow you to have. If you want to have one or two more, I'm gonna let you have it because this one's. I don't think you're gonna guess any part of this plot correctly whatsoever.
No, they're too stupid. No. Damn you, word for sucking. Okay. out the two people, and Repo Man dies in the end and gives a working organ to one of the. I'll just say to someone who needs it. Okay.
All right, these are interesting predictions.
I'm sure they're completely wrong, but what can you? How do you make predictions for a movie you know nothing about? Look, I've been told there's a movie that's slightly in the future, and there's a guy who's trying to repossess organs,
and that it is bad.
Yeah. So I mean, what? I'm expecting this to be very red at the end of the day.
I think we should just.
Your reaction is already telling me that I'm very wrong at this point.
It's really hard for me not to giggle because I love this movie so much, and it's one of those movies where you either are gonna hate it or you're gonna love it, and there's no in between. There's no middling reaction to this movie.
Hey, well, last week we think the movie suffered because I knew too much about it before going in.
Yeah, I know. That's and I think this is
I
think that's why this is perfect, and why I'm giggling so much is because it's like the exact opposite of They Live. You know nothing about this movie whatsoever.
Yep. But I'm interested to see it, and well, nothing left to do now but see it. So
see you all.
When we come back, we will have watched Repo, the generic opera.
Okay, well, don't be hateful.
Sorry. And we're back.
Hello.
So we're back. We've replaced Bon with Dreyfrig, and we are now ready.
Easy replacement. Easy replacement.
Well,
so you were saying that.
Well, we should still reintroduce everybody here. So, Bunny, introduce yourself, please.
I'm Bunny. Nice to meet you all.
And the green cat is.
I'm Tora, but I'm now going by Prince Foxy.
Yes, they.
Because you Foxy's heel.
They are good dear friends, part of the Spooky Zoo VTuber group, and
eventually I'll stream again.
Eventually,
hey,
you know, yeah, streaming hard.
Life's been insane.
But yes,
hi Ben.
You did just get back in time.
Anyway, we have watched the movie Repo, the genetic opera. Ow.
Potato.
And well, this certainly was a movie. I have to say, my experience in the first 5 minutes of this movie was okay. Cool starting intro thing. Cool little animatics with the backstory and the comic strip look of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The intro song was kind of interesting. Did a good job setting it. All right. We're through the intro song. All right. Now we're to the first non-singing scene, but they're singing.
It's an opera.
Oh no.
It's an opera.
Every line of dialogue in this whole movie is going to be sung. I know it's an opera, but I wasn't expecting it to actually be an opera.
Twig saw opera and was like, you know what? This shit facetious.
And then boom.
Did you watch Phantom of the Opera with similar expectations?
I've never seen Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
One day
I guess we're gonna have to add that in.
One day, have you seen this? And he'll actually have seen it, and I won't have to
If there's there's a Phantom of the Opera movie, right?
Yeah.
The only way I'm going to do that is if I can somehow convince Paul F. Tompkins to come on as the guest and have him come on in character as Andrew Lloyd Webber, which he often does.
Okay, get to it.
I'm working on it
right now. But go on. Tell more about the movie.
Well, so the movie is about. Oh, you didn't need to bring in all 4 slices.
That's enough slices.
Yeah, girlfriend just brought in 4 slices of pizza. That's so much pizza.
I don't know how you're gonna eat and talk about this movie.
Go on. It's gonna be tough, but I'll do my best.
So,
but anyway, so there's
during the pre-record part, Dre was talking about from Spy Kids. That's Shiloh?
Yes. Yep.
Why did that never click for me?
Because there was a tenable gap where she kind of didn't do anything at all and fell out of the public eye. because she was a kid, a child actor, and she was doing like theater plays and stuff like that, but didn't really like get back into on camera acting until this pretty much, and then she's been doing a bunch of weird projects since.
So yes, turns out we have a main character, Shia LaBeouf, and
No.
she what? And she's like,
Oh,
she's
God.
going to a graveyard to get some stuff, and she encounters the weird freaky guy who's a grave
Right.
robber.
That's his name. That's literally his name.
He's grave robber. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then she gets captured, but normally they would instantly murder ones, but she's kind of special
Execute.
because turns out she's the daughter of the Repo Man. And
Womp,
also
womp, womp.
there's a whole kind of sordid love affair between the Repo Man's dead wife and the owner of Gene Co. And the owner of Gene Co. kind of has a fatherly attitude towards Shiloh. And there's the other woman, and it's kind of like a whole like love rectangle almost, you could call it.
Blind Mag.
And
Well, I don't think Blind Mag was actually a love interest to Roddy by any means. I think
No.
for that it was a means of control because it was the one connection he had outside of the Repo Man to the wife,
Marnie.
Yeah.
Marnie. Thank you.
And then the guy, the head of it, he was the best singer in the movie. I mean, like,
He's
yeah,
an opera trained
Yeah,
singer.
trained
He's the
opera
only
singer.
one with
True.
actual opera experience.
and it showed
Yeah.
It did.
because it was like when he's singing, I'm like, oh, this is some true opera. And then with some other characters are singing, I'm like, oh, this is.
Well, and then you had some background characters who did really well with some of the opera singing.
Yeah, which
Mhm.
they probably got opera singers for those roles.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we have this whole weird plot where she's trying, she's going outside and she has to
Theo.
get medicine, and they go to the weird underground dance thing, and they do a song that wants to be time warp but isn't. But then like there's the whole thing where the Gene Co's owners, his 3 children, we got 2 failed sons and a failed daughter. And the failed daughter is obsessed with plastic surgery. One of them's got this weird mask face on it, and the other is just basically kind of a stereotypical dude bro rich kid who thinks he should be in charge of everything. And you know what? I want to say it, and people, they gave Paris Hilton the Razzie for this for worst supporting actress. I don't think she was the worst actor in the movie.
No,
Oh, I
think
loved
she
her
was
in the
really,
movie.
really good.
I thought she was. I didn't think she was good,
the
but
worst
I thought she
actor in
was
the movie.
fine.
Who do you
I
think was
loved
the
her.
worst supporting actress in the movie?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't think that there needed to be a worst supporting actress nominee in this movie. I don't know.
That's fair. I've not seen anything else that she's acted in besides, like, I've not seen
Wax Museum.
I've not seen that one.
I just remember one scene and it still gets to me. Ugh.
She had cameos in a lot of comedy movies where she just
Yeah.
basically was there and says, "That's hot."
That was a big thing for her.
Yeah.
That was part of
That
her
one
brand.
slasher movie.
But now she's actually doing some pretty good charity work because there's like these places where they send troubled teens that are
Mhm.
basically places where they just torture kids, and they're
Yep.
awful. And she's done a lot of advocacy to get those places shut down, and so yeah, she's doing some good work now.
No, she's. I don't think she's a bad person by any means.
I mean, as good as a person who's rich can be, I suppose.
Right.
As good as somebody who is part of the Hilton family who own all the Hilton chains. Can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed there.
But then we've got all the drama because Shia LaBeouf keeps trying to sneak out, but her dad's the Repo Man, and she keeps getting back in there, and she's slowly discovering what's really going on. And then the head of Gene Co., Eugene Merman, is just going to be like,
He's a
he
mermaid?
actually wants her to take. It's not Eugene Merman. It's the opera singer guy. I don't know his name.
The character's name's Roddy.
Roddy Piper. That was last week.
Sure.
ROTTI.
But anyway, turns out he wants her to take over Gene Co. when he's done, and And then she's trying to escape or something, and then she finds out her dad's the Repo Man, and he's been killing people, and then there's a Mexican standoff, and the Repo Man gets shot, and she refuses to take over Jinko, and in the end, Paris Hilton takes over Jinko.
Yeah.
So what it was is that to get the inheritance from Roddy said that she would have to kill her father because he was the cause of her suffering, is what he was trying to make it look like.
Yeah, it turns out he was a douchebag all along and was poisoning her to control her.
Yeah, because he didn't want to lose her like he lost Marnie.
A little Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's literally what. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I didn't even think about that.
I think what you also missed is that everything that happens in Repo is constructed as petty revenge because Marnie left
The boobs.
Roddy for Nathan, the Repo Man.
Yeah.
And literally everything happens because of Roddy's inability to let go and move on.
Because, he's a chode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was in Sopranos, right? Or am I thinking of a different person?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
There was a lot less hunting down of people
Little glass
who
vial. A
were
little
not
glass
up
vial.
on their
Little
organ
glass
payments
vial.
than I thought there would be.
A little glass vial goes into the
Well, yes,
pan
it's
with
hard to have
iron.
that much budget for gore, you know?
Yeah.
Paul Sorvino.
So I'm kind of curious, Bunny and Prince, what does this movie mean to you, and why did you pick it as a thing for us to watch?
Well, it's gory. I'm gonna answer the second question first. It's gory, so it's perfect for Halloween. And I had made a shirt design and posted it, and you didn't get the joke. So that was also part of it. The joke, the shirt is, my boyfriend gets the shirt that says Zydrate, and then my shirt says Little Glass Vial.
Oh.
Because that drink comes in a little glass vial.
Wow.
You're banned.
And for me,
wow.
One, it's just the fact that, when she talked about the joke and you hadn't seen it, I love this movie no matter, what anyone says. I love the gore factor. I love the singing. I love how it gets its own cheesiness.
Yeah.
Again, Anthony Head's in it, and so I have a lot of
Who's Anthony Head? Which?
Oh my Jesus!
He's the one who plays
Man.
Repo.
He plays Nathan.
Have you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
A couple episodes, but
He's the librarian.
okay. Well, I don't remember.
Well, that's who he plays.
But
And I'm betting that's where Bunny's crush sprang from.
Actually, it came from this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I love almost everything blood and gore, and I love Broadway productions, musicals, all that sort. So when I finally watched this for such suggestion from a friend many moons ago, I just fell in love with it. I thought it was cool. I even held a birthday party for one of my friends that was Repo the Genetic Opera themed, and that's how I learned that tonic water is blacklight reactive.
Mm-hmm.
So we made the Zydrate shots, even though they had no alcohol in them. It doesn't matter. We weren't old enough at that point.
It's a neat
Although
using the quinine and
funny
water.
Story of that party is afterwards we decided to be the teenagers we were and went to one of the few graveyards that don't have a fence.
GG.
And no offense. And I was running through and tripped right into an open grave.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm still surprised I didn't break anything. Because I went down.
But did you find Zydrate?
No. I did find a lot of mud, though.
Ew. Less fun.
A lot of mud. But it was a fun party. I really love the gore and the music and the cheesiness that comes with it.
I love the camp. The camp is
The
my favorite
camp,
part
that's what it.
I love the camp of this movie so much
It was
because
It was very
But
campy. Yeah.
very, very campy. But I think that's the
That's
fun
the
of
charm of it
Halloween,
for me.
right? For me with Halloween horror, it's got to be campy. You know, it's gotta be goofy. It's got to be a little silly.
Yeah.
I'm not one who goes in for horror on Halloween because I think that's stupid.
I watch horror in general all year long, so I'm with
Yeah,
you on
same.
I like the cheese
Same.
factor with a
They
lot of
gotta be a little
Halloween
goofy,
movies.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people aren't like the biggest fan of Adam Sandler, but I really loved Hubie Halloween. We watch it every
Oh my
year.
god.
Have you
Or-
seen it yet?
Yeah.
That's a-
No,
That's a Twigs
I've
missing
seen it.
movie.
It is.
I love it. Oh my gosh. You should get Ben on for that one. Because again, we watch it every year. It sometimes twice a year because I really love the movie. It's definitely an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's an Adam Sandler movie of all time.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd be willing to check it out.
I'm looking-
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
here's
looking
Joan
at-
Jett on the screen. I like her
Yep.
cameo.
Yeah.
That
cameo's
cameo made
pretty
me
fucking
happy.
I would say that
solid.
was probably what I thought was the best song of the movie.
yeah, agree.
It was a
No,
really good song.
I don't think it was the best. I really like the Zydrate song, but that's just me because it's catchy.
And I like Thankless Job because I'm a terrible individual.
I like I love 21st Century Cure. I love Zydrate. I really like Legal Assassin.
Legal Assassin was really good too.
I just love the whole soundtrack. I
Yeah.
really do. It's no song on it do I skip.
I have the
Even-
soundtrack mixed in with my Halloween playlist.
Even the goofy little Jinko jingle that plays when they're
I love that one.
going between scenes.
Yeah, because my same friends, we used to play that and sing it out loud. And I lived in a very, it was, we call it the biggest small town. So like a lot of our entertainment was driving back and forth on the main street, and we would just blast that and sing/scream it at people.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at the person who played Grave Robbers IMDb, Terrence Zundich, and he did the artwork,
Yep. Terrence
That's
Zundich did
cool.
all of this.
the comic book illustrator.
Yep. He wanted to turn it into a full graphic novel, but he couldn't get it off the ground, I think. So he focused his creative efforts into working on The Devil's Carnival and then starting the bare bones work for the Western murder mystery movie. I forget its
American
name.
Murder Song.
American Murder Song, yeah. But yeah, I met him once when they were doing the tour for Alleluia, The Devil's Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Very chill guy. Yeah, ouch. Exactly, ouch. Nothing. Wasted
Drink
potential
some
there, Let
water.
me tell you what.
Drink your water.
I'm drinking water.
Drink it faster. Now I'm gonna drink water.
Other thing that I really love about this movie is the visuals. The visual settings of it. The little Renaissance festival is like really well
Yes.
done for being in like a little square area.
Yeah.
And I had to give it props because it was actually Renaissance and not just generic medieval fantasy festival.
Yeah, for sure. It's just it's a fun movie. It's not necessarily a good movie, but for me, it's a good movie because it's a fun movie. from
Yeah.
start to Finish. Every little detail you can go back and watch and catch things that happen in the background in
Mhm.
some scenes. Are you sleeping?
No, I think I just lost tracking. There we go.
That was
I get
cute
it.
though.
I get it. You may not have liked this movie, but please, you have an audience in front of you right now.
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
did you really not like the movie?
We
No,
saved
I
that
said
for
I
the
think-
end.
I said
Oh,
I think
okay.
you didn't like this movie,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if he does or not.
Yeah, that's that. We have to save that for the very end.
Ah,
That's,
okay, that makes sense.
So when I found this movie, I was dating my second girlfriend at the time, and she had come running up and like, Dre. I was like, what? I got the perfect movie for us to watch on Halloween this year. I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, I just found it. It was in our art teacher just gave it to me. He's like, I think you would like that, and make sure you show Dre too, and like lend her the DVD. And it was amazing. I was hooked on it from like the get go.
Yeah.
I bought the album the next day and listened to that. That maybe became like a whole personality trait for me for high school, for like
100%
several months at a
agree.
time. Yeah.
And I had just gotten out of high school shortly after it came out, or before it came out.
Oh, right before it came out. 'Cause
Right
it came out
before
in
it came out.
2008.
I came late to the movie. I
It's
didn't
a short.
start high
You
school
said
till
2009.
2009.
It came out in 08.
2010.
Oh wait.
No, wait. Remember, it came out the week of Obama's
Obama.
election.
This is the reason Obama got elected, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah.
We had to trade. We had to
that
trade
was
success
4
progress.
3 years
or
after I
something like that.
graduated.
I actually found it.
I feel ancient now.
My sibling Malchiah and I were talking about Anthony Head, and I had
Mm.
I didn't know that he could sing.
Yeah.
I never watched Buffy. It's I think it was an episode of Merlin.
I forgot he was in Merlin.
Mhm.
Merlin.
I never
Yep,
saw Merlin, so I can't say much.
The BBC series. There was some episode where he was singing, and I'm like, oh my god, he's not awful. And Malcolm's like, well, you should watch this then. He sings the whole time, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, and that was only like, I've only known Malk for like 4 years.
Damn.
Around the time COVID hit is when they and I met. So, yeah. So I've only seen this movie a couple times.
I'm not going to talk about how many times I've watched it.
Too many.
At least once a year for me. At least once a year. It's like Rocky Horror, right? It's traditional to watch a year.
See, I love Rocky Horror. I did find out that my partner isn't as into it, but I'm not surprised. My partner's not super into musicals to begin with. But I remember when I was younger, I really wanted to watch it. My parents were like, no, it's scary. And then I found out it's not scary.
So my parents, being the conservative types that they are, I didn't know what the movie was, but I watched it at a sleepover with one of my friends.
Yeah.
And I came home and I was like, we watched this movie called Rocky Horror. My dad's like, I love that movie. I was like, really?
Okay, but here's the thing. I've
like this movie?
seen multiple conservatives be like, I love that movie. And I just sit there like, bro.
Right.
You're
Do you not
literally voting to
understand?
make this illegal.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
some of the terminology didn't.
No,
age
it did
well.
not.
No, it did not.
Well, but it's a movie that is. It is a critical movie. I think we talked about this tonight when we did the movie. It's a critical movie. If you want to be gay, if you want to be queer, you are obligated to watch this movie. Not because you need to know old slurs. No, you need to watch this movie because you need to understand that this was representation. This is like the representation that they had. This is the only representation that they had that was.
It really was.
Semi-positive for a very long time. That wasn't age-related. That wasn't, a tragic, you got thrown out. It was just gay from start to finish.
It was.
Absolutely.
And it's a historical piece, right?
Yeah.
I will forgive its sins of its past because that's what they had back then, in favor of understanding and loving it for what it did for the queer community.
I can't remember, but I know there was not, I guess, quote, a sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show. It wasn't actually a sequel, and I cannot remember what it was called. It's going to drive me nuts.
Clue?
Let me see.
No.
I do love me some Clue.
Clue is.
Let's see.
Clue is a fantastic movie.
Shock Treatment.
Thank you. And I saw that once. And I don't think it ever...
Sorry.
Get off the counter!
Yeah.
I want to rewatch the movie, but now we gotta show Twig the other Terrence Zednick movies. It's obligatory.
What other movies are those?
The Devil's Carnival and Hallelujah,
Yes.
The Devil's Carnival and An American Murder Song.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
I actually don't think I've seen
too.
the American Murder Song, but Devil's Carnival, I liked it.
I like spooky
what?
carnival stuff.
Yes.
Scary clowns.
It's reasonably good. In its theming, it's not as fun as Repo is, in my opinion, but it is still good in a different way.
Yeah.
And then Hallelujah, The Devil's Carnival is just, oh man! When we get to it, you'll understand when we watch it just how fucking hilarious it is from an outside perspective looking in to that movie. No, I that you you know, you're into, you know, some bullshit happening here and there, or watching movies that are bad, because sometimes watching movies that are bad is also fun, you know. It's for me at least. That's why I forgive so many movies, is that if it's fun to watch but it's terrible, I'll still like it, right?
Well, it's like,
Well, I love movies that are so terrible they're good, if that makes sense.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
stuff like Troll 2, The Room, Samurai Cop, by no measure are they good movies, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Camp just hits different, all right? Camp just, it hits you, and you're like, you know what? This is the junk food of the movie realm, but I'm going
Yes.
in wanting junk food, and I'm gonna get junk food fed to me, you know?
Exactly.
Well,
It's
that's why I
Stone.
feel like, because of campiness and what it means, I know that we at some point have to do Pink Flamingos.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? I have
For
not
sure.
seen that either.
I haven't either.
My God. You guys
I-
call
I
me-
know. I'm ashamed of
Oh
myself.
my God.
Also,
Ugh.
to
Myself
Fu,
white
thanks for
bread?
everything,
Oh!
Mar.
Wait. Twig, have you seen Husk yet?
No.
Or Tusk?
No, we're not watching
Tusk.
Tusk.
Oh.
I refuse to watch some movies, and Tusk is one of them.
Oh. What about Death Becomes Her?
That one, absolutely. Fucking, are
I
you kidding me?
Love Death Becomes Her, and then Arsenic and Old Lace are two movies that I will treasure forever.
But now we're starting to talk about movies other than this movie.
Yeah.
That's
So let's
true.
move on, Twig, to your predictions. Let's go over your predictions.
Okay, this is
Yes.
going to be a bloodbath.
It absolutely
Absolutely.
is.
I mean,
a
yeah.
bloodbath.
literally.
It's gonna be
I mean,
a
you got
bloodbath.
part of one of them, right?
Yeah.
Part of two of
Let's
them.
have a bloodbath
That's
again.
tonight.
I still think it's an injustice to say it wanted to be the next Time Warp, but I can't argue with it.
All right.
It's-
One main
Yeah.
character is the Repo Man. I think I could give myself this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you get that. You get that.
All right. Another group of two people are being hunted by him. That's
Wrong.
straight up
No.
wrong. That's not a thing at
Now,
all.
if you said another person is being hunted by him, you'd be technically correct.
At some point, they encounter a group of people who can also create organs. I was
False.
thinking that there'd be like
Nope.
a rival underground group.
No.
No, that's
Nope.
nothing like that happens at all. And then Repo Man kills a bunch of people in that group. Well, since that group doesn't
No.
exist, yeah.
But he
Repo
does
Man-
kill a bunch of people.
It's gonna be a blood.
So Repo Man ends up saving and helping out the other people. I mean, a little, but
not really.
Yeah.
not
It's
really.
a tragedy opera. No one
But
really helped.
Repo Man dies in the end and gives a working organ to someone who needs it. Well,
I feel
I'm
like
gonna-
that needs
I'm
to
gonna
be
give him
yellow.
for this because he
Yellow.
does
Yeah.
die.
He does die, but
Yep.
not for the reasons you expect. So
Right.
this was a fail, but I don't blame you for it because it's a relatively unheard movie. It was a box office flop. It's not on your list. You hadn't heard about it until we had mentioned it to you. So I you know, you're okay. Sometimes it's okay to fail because you got to try to fail, right? And you tried.
Yeah, I mean, predicting a movie you know nothing about, that's, you know.
It's hard. It's hard when all you
Absolutely.
have is a short blurb and some images from the internet.
And yeah, you know, if it was something big in the cultural zeitgeist, you can make some predictions about it, but yeah.
Right.
it's- You kept confusing it with Repo Man? Yeah.
Repo Man is similar.
Yeah. It came
it's more-
out shortly after
Yeah,
this
and
too,
that's
didn't
No,
it?
Repo Man came out in the 80s.
Really?
No, there was a new
another
Repo
one
Man
in like the
movie.
2000s. Yeah.
It was Repo Men, as in plural,
Yeah, Repo
Mhm.
Men.
and it
was
came
kind
out
of the same.
what about a year after?
Yeah, it was kind of the same concept of repossessing organs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't operatic. It wasn't in the same realm.
No.
Or anything like that.
Repo Man is an action film. Kiko Man is a soy sauce brand.
Yeah, Repo Men came out in 2010, so 2 years after.
Yeah. It
And so yeah,
it-
in the future,
it
medical
it did
technology.
muddy up the waters for the movie for sure. On
Oh,
this movie,
people threw a conniption fit over it.
because it did better too. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
It did better than Repo the Genetic Opera, so it obviously got more attention.
Right.
But we're going off topic here. So Twig, did you like the movie, and are you glad to have watched it?
Well, let's bring up the tier list. We'll better make sure that
I'm
really brings
preparing
up
to
the
be
right
hurt,
window.
but I understand why I'm going to be hurt. I'm the weirdo here.
No, Twig's the weirdo. And he
Yeah.
doesn't like it because out of the three of us,
Oh, Mars attacks.
out of
is
the four
my
of us, it
face.
would be him.
It's not scaling properly. Hold on a second. Yeah.
There we go.
Scroll. There we go. All right, so we have the top half of the list, which is our, yes,
Our
I like
Twig.
it, and the bottom half of the list is the no, I didn't like it. And so before I do
feel like
this,
I'm
I
gonna
want to
cry.
say that these are merely my opinions,
Yep.
and that I do not mean to denigrate your feelings
No, it's fine. This
And-
criticism
Oh, yeah.
isn't for
in,
you.
in
I
any
promise.
way. But
You
no, I
take
thought
no
this movie
offense.
was trash. I was bored. I didn't like it. I thought the camp was forced. I didn't like any of the songs. I thought they were all forgettable. I thought the acting was awful and that everything was singing only made it worse. Yes, I know because it's an opera, but I guess I don't like operas. I found this movie incredibly painful to get through. I did not enjoy it in the slightest, and I think it is the worst movie we have ever watched for Twigs Missing Movies.
Does it get its own category though?
No, it's down there with painful.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, but I just all those things I felt like the whole time I'm watching a movie that's trying to be Rocky Horror and failing in every single aspect of it. The songs weren't as memorable, the campiness wasn't as campy, the characters weren't as likable. I didn't like I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. I tried. I really went in with like good expectations, but there was just I
get it.
didn't like anything about this movie.
That's
That's
fair.
allowed.
I mean, that's allowed. It's fine. Again,
Yeah.
it was a box office flop, so most of the nation, right? Because it only released in the U.S. Most of the nation would agree with you, right?
You're allowed to have your own opinion.
Yeah.
You're allowed
look,
to have your own
It's
opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
wrong, but
glad
you're
that
allowed
you
to have your
like
own
it.
opinion.
Like, okay, look, I didn't like this movie and I didn't think it worked, but I didn't think there was anything problematic or
I'm
shitty
with
about
Vaughn.
it. So I don't fault anybody for liking it. If you like it, I think that's great. I'm glad you all like this movie and I'm glad you're able to enjoy it, but I easily could have
Pass
lived
on
without
it.
ever seeing this or even ever hearing of it, and I definitely never want to watch it again.
That's
And-
fair.
That's fair.
Hmm.
We still love you.
Hi, Luna.
It's hey
Love
Luna.
you.
Bond will remember that.
I'm trying to take this in stride because everyone's allowed to have their opinions, and this isn't a personal attack on me. It's just
My soul is
I
still
expected you
crushed.
to like something about the movie, and I think that's what's upsetting me. I expected there to be at least one part of the movie that you
Okay, okay, let me think. What's the
You
thing
did say
I
you
liked?
liked Paul Sorvino's
You really
singing.
liked, yeah.
Yeah, there were some singers in there who are pretty good singers. I
Me
like
too,
okay,
Vaughn.
okay.
Me
I
too.
liked the comic book segments. I thought the comic book
okay.
segments
That's
were
valid,
well
valid.
done, had a great style, and were really good at setting the mood. Like that,
You
like
really
the first
pissed off
5
that
minutes
day.
got me excited for the rest of the movie. I'm like, oh, I'm liking this. This is gonna be good.
All right, so
And
there was a
then-
part that you did enjoy, which is
But, like,
good.
Oh my god, like Shiloh is just like I can't even describe her character. She felt so
She's a
flat to
teenager.
me.
She's a teenager,
I don't
as
know.
seen from the perspective of adults. But I get
Holographic
it.
portraits
I
were
understand.
okay. It's just like I said. It's like there's a lot of things aesthetically in here that I kind of like, but I've just seen done better so many other ways.
That's valid. I get it. Again, this was a niche film for a niche group of weirdos, like the three of us, and we're okay with it. And I don't fault you for not liking it. I knew this was going to happen. I kind of alluded to that. There's a subtle foreshadowing in the pre-recording, guys.
Yeah, there
Um,
is. I
yeah.
caught it.
But we got through it, and now you've seen it, and we can move on from this.
We can heal and move on.
I don't know about healing. but
Yeah,
we
I
can
don't know
move
about
on.
healing.
It's okay.
Al, I'm sorry. I don't. I literally, when I say that I thought this movie was trash, I mean that in the most respectable way possible.
This was aluminum chrome spray painted trash. All right, made to look like silver. Okay. Well, I guess there's not much else to discuss. I mean, you've said your piece. We've discussed everything we liked about it.
Yeah.
thanks for joining us today, folks.
Yeah.
Catch us next time where we have yet to decide who we're going to interview yet because there was a scheduling conflict. So stay tuned for more information on that. But it
That's
will
a good
be
question.
happening November 3rd, I believe.
I've never seen
At 7
Sharknado.
p.m. EST or so.
Yeah, we're hoping to do that. We just need to make sure we got
There
it lined
are-
up, but we'll get somebody. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
don't worry. We
We'll
have
know in the next couple days.
so many people, guys. We have so many people lined up.
We do. It's great.
Hey.
All right.
There's
do
a
you have a
question in
second after
chat
this,
for
Twig?
Twig.
What's that?
I believe.
There's
do you
a
have
question in chat for Twig. Would you rather watch this Repo or Sharknado?
I've never seen Sharknado, so the answer is Sharknado. But hey,
Sometimes
DieFed may be one of the next people to come. And DieFed is planned at some point in November, so.
And I
Thank you
have
for your
like
fun
8
for Red
other
October.
movies.
I still need to find movies. We still need to
All right,
So
Megamind.
gotta do
I
Megamind,
have
yeah.
to. I have to get scooting because I have to go walk a dog and feed her. But
Yep.
I don't know if we're gonna do our outro. What your plan is
Yep.
for this outro? Because
No, we're gonna do some other stuff now, but we don't need to talk about that now on this. But thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching on
Thanks
YouTube,
for having
please,
us.
if you're on
Yeah,
YouTube, please
but-
click that like and subscribe button. It actually helps get me some visibility, and I hate begging
Yeah.
for that, but yeah.
No,
like and
we need
subscribe on
visibility.
YouTube.
Look at we're at working our tail feathers off up here. I'm roasting this bird, but no one's eating
Yep.
the dinner.
And if
Oh,
you're,
what you saying?
and
I
if you're a
got-
VTuber and you would like to talk about a movie, me and
Contact with us.
Dre's our DMs are open.
Always
know.
for this, specifically for this.
I've already given Twig a list of like 8 more movies. that
Yeah.
I
do,
bet.
so.
Oh, thanks
All
for
right.
the chair, Luna. All right, we are going to pop out of here. Everybody else, pop into the open stream chat, and we're gonna
Have
do
a
some
good
of
one,
this.
folks.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye. I didn't even realize it.
Now we're still live. It's okay.
Oh,
we gotta do the outro
I'm sorry.
music.
I can't hear it.